There are moments in life when everything feels like a battle. Nothing comes easy. Nothing feels stable. Nothing goes exactly the way you planned. And in those moments, you start asking yourself, why is my life so hard? Why am I going through all of this? Why does it feel like I'm constantly fighting? But what if the struggle you're facing is not random? What if your life feels like a war because you were built to survive it? Because the truth is, easy lives don't create strong people. Comfort does not build resilience. Peace does not build warriors. It is the struggle, the pressure, and the battles that shape you into someone powerful. Think about it. Every challenge you have faced, every hardship you have endured, every moment you thought you wouldn't make it, you survived all of it. And that means something. That means you are stronger than you think. But most people don't see it that way. They see struggle as punishment. They see difficulty as failure. They see challenges as something unfair. But in reality, those challenges are preparing you for something bigger. Because if life gave you everything easily, you would never grow. You would never develop strength. You would never learn how to handle pressure. And without those things, you would not be ready for success. That is why your life feels like a war. Because you are being trained. Every problem is a lesson. Every setback is a test. Every struggle is a step toward growth. Another important truth is that warriors are not created in comfort, they're created in chaos. They are built in moments when everything feels uncertain, when things don't make sense, when the pressure is high and the odds feel impossible. That is where strength is formed, and that is exactly where you are right now. You may feel tired, you may feel overwhelmed, you may feel like giving up, but this is the moment that defines you. Because in every war there are two types of people, those who quit and those fighting, and the ones who keep fighting, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, are the ones who win. You don't win because life is easy. You win because you refuse to give up. Another powerful realization is this: your struggle is shaping your mindset. It is teaching you discipline. It is teaching you patience. It is teaching you how to stay strong even when things are not going your way. And those lessons are more valuable than anything else. Because once you develop that mindset, nothing can break you. No situation, no failure, no obstacle. You become unshackable. And that is the real victory. At this stage, you begin to understand that your life is not falling apart. It is being built. Built through pressure. Built through challenges, built through experiences that are shaping you into someone stronger. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this preparing me for? Because there is always a reason. There's always a purpose, even if you cannot see it right now. So if your life feels like a war, it's because you are in training for strength, training for growth, training for a future that requires a stronger version of you. And the fact that you are still standing means you are already winning. As you continue through this journey, you begin to understand something deeper. This war, you feel not just happening around you, it is happening within you. It is the battle between who you are now and who you are capable of becoming. On one side there is doubt, the voice that tells you to quit, the voice that reminds you of your failures, the voice that says you are not good enough. And on the other side there is strength, the part of you that wants more, the part of you that refuses to give up, the part of you that believes you are meant for something greater. This is the real war, not outside, but inside your mind. And every single day you are fighting it. Sometimes the doubt gets louder. Sometimes the fear feels stronger. Sometimes the pressure becomes overwhelming. And in those moments, it feels like you are losing. But you're not. Because the fact that you are still fighting means you are still in control. Another powerful truth is that growth is uncomfortable. Becoming stronger is not easy. Changing your mindset is not easy. Pushing yourself beyond your limits is not easy. But that discomfort is necessary. Because if everything felt easy, you would never grow. You would stay the same. You would stay comfortable. And comfort is the enemy of progress. That is why your life feels intense. Because you are being pushed out of your comfort zone. You are being challenged to grow. You are being forced to become better. And even though it feels difficult, it is exactly what you need. Another important realization at this stage is that every battle you face is building resilience. The more you go through, the stronger you become. The more pressure you handle, the more capable you become. The more challenges you overcome, the more confident you become. Because each victory, no matter how small, adds to your strength. Even the moments when you feel like you are failing are actually teaching you something. They are teaching you how to adapt, how to adjust, how to keep moving forward. And that is what makes you dangerous. Because a person who keeps going no matter what cannot be stopped. At this point, you also begin to understand that not everyone will survive the same battles you are facing. Some people break under pressure. Some people give up when things get hard. Some people walk away when life becomes difficult. But you didn't. You are still here, still fighting, still pushing forward. And that says everything about who you are. Another powerful shift happens when you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a warrior. A victim asks, why is this happening to me? A warrior says, this is making me stronger. A victim feels powerless. A warrior takes control. A victim gives up. A warrior keeps going. And the moment you adopt that mindset, everything changes. Because now you are not just surviving your battles. You are learning from them. You are growing through them. You are becoming stronger because of them. At this stage, you also realize that winning does not always mean everything goes perfectly. Winning means you don't give up. Winning means you keep going even when it's hard. Winning means you stay committed even when the results are not immediate. Because real victory is not about avoiding struggle. It is about overcoming it. So if your life feels like a war right now, if things feel intense, if the pressure feels heavy, remember this: you are not in this battle by accident. You are in in it because you are strong enough to handle it. You are in it because you are being prepared. You are in it because you are meant to win. So don't back down. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Because every step you take forward is bringing you closer to victory. As you keep fighting through your battles, you begin to notice something powerful. You are not the same person you used to be. The struggles have changed you. The pressure has shaped you. The hard moments have built something inside you that didn't exist before. You are stronger now, not because life became easier, but because you became tougher. And that is the real transformation. Because when life feels like a war, it forces you to grow. It forces you to think differently. It forces you to think differently. It forces you to become someone who can handle more. At this stage, you start to realize that pain has a purpose. It may not feel like it in the moment. It may feel unfair. It may feel overwhelming. It may feel like too much. But pain is one of the greatest teachers. It teaches you what matters. It teaches you what to avoid. It teaches you how to survive and adapt. And most importantly, it teaches you how strong you really are. Another powerful realization is that your breaking point is often your turning point. There will be moments when you feel like you can't take it anymore. Moments when you feel like giving up. Moments when everything feels too heavy. But those are the moments that define you. Because when you push through your breaking point, you discover a new level of strength. A strength you didn't even know you had. And that is what separates winners from everyone else. Not the absence of struggle, but the ability to keep going through it. At this point, you also begin to understand that your mindset is your greatest weapon. In any battle, the mind comes first. If your mind is weak, you will give up easily. If your mind is strong, you will keep fighting no matter what. So you start protecting your mindset. You stop feeding it negativity. You stop listening to doubts. You stop focusing on what could go wrong. Instead, you train your mind to stay focused, to stay disciplined, to stay strong even when things are not going your way. Because once your mind is strong, everything else follows. Another important lesson is learning to stay calm in chaos. When life feels like a war, everything around you can feel intense. Pressure increases. Problems appear. Uncertainty grows. And in those moments, it is easy to panic. But panic does not help. It only makes things worse. So you learn to stay calm. You learn to control your emotions. You learn to think clearly even in difficult situations. And that gives you an advantage. Because while others are overwhelmed, you are focused. While others are reacting emotionally, you are thinking strategically. And that is what helps you move forward. At this stage, you also realize that you don't need to win every battle to win the war. There will be losses. There will be mistakes. There will be setbacks. But that does not mean you are losing, because every loss teaches you something. Every mistake helps you improve. Every setback makes you stronger. And over time, those lessons add up. They prepare you for bigger victories. Another powerful shift is that you begin to trust yourself more. You trust your ability to handle problems. You trust your strength to get through challenges. You trust your resilience to keep going, because you have already survived so much. You have already faced difficulties. You have already proven to yourself that you can endure. And that trust becomes your power. So as you continue forward, remember this war you are fighting is not here to destroy you. It is here to build you. Every challenge is shaping you. Every struggle is strengthening you. Every difficult moment is preparing you for something greater. So don't fear the battle. Embrace it. Because you are not just fighting to survive, you are fighting to become unstoppable. As you move deeper into this journey, something powerful begins to happen. You stop fearing the battle. In the beginning, every challenge felt overwhelming. Every problem felt heavy. Every setback felt like a step backward. But now, your perspective is changing. You are no longer surprised by difficulty. You expect it. You understand that challenges are part of the process. And instead of asking, why is this happening? You start saying, this is making me stronger. That shift changes everything. Because fear disappears when understanding begins. Another important realization at this stage is that pressure reveals your true character. When life is easy, anyone can feel confident. Anyone can stay positive. Anyone can believe in themselves. But when life becomes difficult, that is when your real strength shows. That is when your discipline is tested. That is when your mindset is revealed. And instead of breaking under pressure, you begin to rise, because now you are prepared. You have been through enough to know that you can handle it. Another powerful shift is that you stop running from problems. You face them. You deal with them. You take control. Because you understand that avoiding problems does not make them disappear. It only makes them bigger. But when you face them directly, you take away their power. You turn fear into action. You turn stress into focus. And that is how you grow. At this stage, you also begin to develop mental toughness. You don't give up easily. You don't get distracted by small obstacles. You don't let negativity control your mind, because you have trained yourself to stay strong, even when things are hard, even when progress is slow, even when results are not immediate. And that mental toughness becomes your biggest advantage. Because life will always test you, but not everyone can handle those tests. Another important lesson is learning to keep going even when you feel tired. Because there will be days when you feel exhausted, days when you feel like you have nothing left, days when you question everything, and in those moments, most people stop. They take a break and never come back. But you are different. You push forward, maybe not at full speed, maybe just one step at a time, but you keep going. And that is what makes the difference. Because success is not about never feeling tired. It is about continuing even when you are. At this point, you also begin to understand that your environment does not define you. Your circumstances do not control your future. No matter where you are right now, no matter what you are going through, you still have the power to change your direction. Because your mindset is stronger than your situation. And when you believe that, you stop making excuses. You stop blaming circumstances. You start taking responsibility, and responsibility gives you control. Another powerful realization is that the war you are fighting is temporary. It may feel long, it may feel endless, but it will not last forever. Every difficult phase comes to an end. Every storm eventually passes. And when it does, you will not be the same person who entered it. You will be stronger, wiser, more resilient, and ready for the next level. So as you continue forward, remember this: you are not weak. You are being tested. You are not lost. You are being guided. You are not failing. You are learning. And most importantly, you are not fighting this war for nothing. You are fighting because you are meant to win. So keep going. Stay strong, stay focused, because the version of you that comes out of this battle will be unstoppable. Now you've reached the final and most important part of this journey, the moment where everything becomes clear. All the struggles, all the pain, all the battles you've been fighting, they were never meant to break you, they were meant to reveal you. Because deep inside you, there is a version of yourself that you haven't fully met yet. A stronger version, a wiser version, a more powerful version. And everything you've been going through has been pushing you toward becoming that person. For so long, you may have felt like life was against you, like nothing was working. Like every step forward came with 2 steps back. Like you were constantly fighting just to stay afloat. But now you see the truth. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. Prepared for a level of life that requires strength. Prepared for responsibilities that require discipline. Prepared for success that requires resilience. Because if everything came easy, you would not be ready for it. You would not appreciate it. You would not be able to handle it. That is why your journey was difficult. That is why your life felt like a war. Because you were being built for something greater. Another powerful truth you must understand is this: you didn't come this far just to give up now. Think about everything you've already survived, the moments you felt you wouldn't make it, the nights you felt completely lost, the days you had no motivation but still kept going. You made it through all of that. And if you were strong enough to survive those moments, then you are strong enough to finish this journey. At this final stage, everything comes down to your mindset, because your mindset determines your future. If you see yourself as weak, you will act weak. If you see yourself as a victim, you will stay stuck. But if you see yourself as a warrior, everything changes. You start taking control. You start facing challenges head on. You start pushing forward no matter what, because now you understand who you are. You are someone who does not quit. You are someone who does not give up easily. You are someone who keeps going even when it's hard. And that identity is powerful, because once you truly believe that about yourself, nothing can stop you. Another important realization is that winning does not always look the way you imagine. Sometimes winning is simply not giving up. Sometimes winning is getting back up after falling. Sometimes winning is continuing even when everything feels difficult. And those small victories matter, because they build momentum, they build confidence, they build strength. And over time, those small wins turn into big success. At this point, you also understand that your journey is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. You don't have to get everything right. You don't have to move fast. You just have to keep moving step by step, day by day, battle by battle, because consistency always wins. Another powerful truth is this: the war you are fighting today will become the strength you rely on tomorrow. Everything you are going through is building something inside you, a mindset that cannot be broken, a discipline that cannot be shaken, a confidence that cannot be taken away. And once you have that, you become unstoppable. So as you move forward from this moment, remember this: you are not here by accident. You are not facing these battles for no reason. You are not struggling without purpose. You are being shaped. You are being prepared. You are being transformed. And the fact that your life feels like a war is proof that you are meant to win it. So don't stop now. Don't slow down. Don't doubt yourself. Keep fighting. Keep pushing. Keep believing. Keep by day. You will look back at everything you went through, and you will realize that it was all worth it. That every battle made you stronger. That every struggle made you wiser. That every moment of pain built the person you are today. And in that moment, you won't just feel relief. You will feel pride, because you didn't quit, because you didn't give up, because you fought through it all and you won.